and welcome back to another episode of Saturday Night Cinema. As always, I am your host, Sawyer St. Sin, and we're continuing on with February's I Was Made for Loving You, Baby, and we're talking about The Bride of Frankenstein, from like 1931-ish, Universal 1930s, the classic movie monsters, right? So this was directed by James Wells, who directed the first one, and I mean, it's a fantastic movie. It's beautifully done. I have a couple things that just make me a little just a little upset, but that doesn't take away from the fact that it is an absolute gorgeous movie and classic. So, I mean, we start out where Frankenstein ended, the burning of the mill, right? Yes, mill. That's what it's called. Sorry. But lo and behold, Frankenstein's not dead. And we spend a good majority of the movie basically Frankenstein trying to find his way, back to his creator, right? The marvelous doctor is not killed, surprisingly. Don't know how that, happened. But as he's lying in bed, being attended to by his beautiful fiance, he gets a visit from, a doctor, professor that he knew. And he's like, hey, listen, I got some stuff you need to see. Come with me to my house. I got some things to show you, sir. Also, by the way, I got kicked out of the university and banned for my crazy thinking, So, I mean, there's someone out there crazier than, Dr. Frankenstein. Who knew, right? But he has these little miniature people. So he has a queen and a king, and the king is all hopped up, ready to get in there with the queen. He's like, I love you. Come on, lady, let's do this. And then we have a bishop. I guess he's a bishop, archbishop. And then there was a ballet dancer, and then some other one that they really didn't talk about that much. But they're little mini people that he said that he organically grew. Now, I don't know how you grow people, other than in the womb and how people become pregnant, but I don't know how he grew people. Anyways, so he's like, hey, put what you're doing with what I'm doing, and let's make let's make a lady for your monster, because that sounds like a good idea, right? And so, as Frankenstein's doing his thing, my favorite part of the movie, where he meets the blind man in the cottage and befriends him. The blind man was, he'd been praying for a friend for such a long time. And we all know that that's what Frankenstein wants. He wants someone to love him, like him, So, I like seeing them eating and drinking and being merry, and Frankenstein learning words like bread and good and, smoke. That's the one that makes me laugh the most. Smoke. And sorry, it's really funny. I love it. But of course, as all things in, the monster's life, since he's been created, goes like crap. Villagers come in and, try to take down Frankenstein, and then the cottage burns, and jeez. But he finds refuge in the cemetery. He goes down into an underground crypt, right? Where do I sign up to be in one of those? I want to go exploring some crypts. Not you know what I'm talking about. Anyways, so he, right, finds like this grave or this coffin and opens it up, and it's a beautiful young lady, and he's like, friend, but you know, she's dead, so they can't be friends. But as he's sorry guys, my husband is giving me some funny looks as I'm sitting here talking to you. Anyways, so you know, as he's in the crypt, the grave robbers and like the other weirdo professor doctor guy, they come in, they see this grave, and like this grave is like gated off in the crypt. So how can I become such an important corpse where I get to be gated off from all the other corpses in the crypt? How do I come of that stature? Tell me, because I want, like, that's like some high status right there. So they look at the name and, you know, her age, and, you know, they're like, okay, 19 years, she should be a good one, right? They open it up, the doctor's like, yep, this is the one. He sends them off, and he stays to have a little drinky drink and smoky smoke and bread in the crypt, hanging out, right? He's put all of his stuff like on top of the grave with a pile of bones. That sounds like a fantastic like Valentine's Day date, doesn't it? Yeah. Since, I mean, you know, Valentine's Day is literally right around the corner. Take the spooky girl of your dreams to the crypt, have some wine, some food, some smoke, show her a good time. So Frankenstein comes up to him and he's like, you know, drink, you know, and he drinks it down and he smokes some, and, you know, the doctor manipulates Frankenstein. I mean, let's be honest. He manipulates him. It's easy to. He's got, you know, the brain capacity of a half-dead toddler, is what it seems like. Anyways, so what do to force Dr. Frankenstein's hand into making Frankenstein a mate? Well, you know, they kidnap his fiance. Always with the kidnapping of somebody's. Anyways, so we got problem though, you know, because we need something. We need a fresh, I think it's heart. We need a fresh heart, right? So, I mean, you know, his lab assistant just gets some guy to, like, you know, kill some lady on the street. Done, real fresh then. And so we get what we need. Bing, bam, boom, zip, zip, zip of some electricity. And we have the amazing, stunning, gorgeous bride, right? Who's like in the movie for all of like 2 minutes. Her facial expressions are like the only thing really that like is, you know, the saving grace of her like only being in the movie for a while. Her expressions are fantastic. And her scream, oh my gosh, her scream is great. But you know, she doesn't reciprocate Frankenstein's like love, right? Because Frankenstein's like, oh yeah, she's pretty, and you know, and he's like friend, and she's just like you know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, he's doing some other things off camera we're just gonna try to ignore him. So she doesn't reciprocate. Frankenstein's pissed. Oh yeah, by the way, Dr. Frankenstein, his girl done like broke out of her captivity and is like at the door and is yelling for him to like let her in. The monster's about to blow up the lab, and he tells them to like get out. So Elizabeth, that's her name. Elizabeth and Dr. Frankenstein are able to get out of the castle before Frankenstein just like blows them up. So Frankenstein, monster, dead. Bride, dead. Weird professor guy that I can't remember his name because whatever, dead. Just boom, everyone dead. There is no... I mean, I would have loved to see Frankenstein like have like, you know, a happy ending. Him and the bride, like, you know, living their life, their second life, technically, you know, out in the middle of wherever the hell they want to be because they're monsters, so they can do whatever they want. Anyways, I mean, I get a little like upset that the bride isn't shown a little bit more than what, you know, she should be, because she's a fantastic, gorgeous creature. But, you know, you can't have your cake and eat it too, right? Anyways, it's a fantastic movie. I have the movie poster hanging on my living room wall, so, you know, it's a classic. It's fantastic. And I wish it was a better love story, because, you know, it would have been a good one. Anyways, so, the movie that I had planned for next week, I still haven't been able to find out how to watch it. That's still a work in progress, so hopefully I can get it for the month of February. If I can't, as soon as I am able to get it, we are going to talk about it, because I want to just need to see it. Just need to get my hands on it. But so coming up next, I don't know if I should tell you guys or not. I think I'm just gonna let it be. But some people think it's good. Some people think it's a stinker. I'll let you be the judge. Anyways, until next week, have a happy Valentine's Day and good weekend. Bye.